Hello, good morning everybody. Once again I have come. I am Ranajit Biswas, your spoken English teacher. Okay, let us go to the previous lesson first before starting the today's lesson. We have done lesson 1, lesson 2. I have given you some homework. I think you are practicing your self-introduction following the 6 points. Another one is your whole day's activities you have to remember. And those whole day's activities at the night before going bed, you will remember the things and you may write or you may speak. Okay, so these two things I hope you are practicing very nicely. You practice forgetting grammar. Yes, forgetting grammar. But you may say, sir, you are starting or you are doing grammar. So you told forget grammar. Again you have started grammar. Yes. I am telling you, grammar is everywhere. In the previous class also I told grammar is everywhere. But at the beginning, if you always think about the grammar, you will forget to speak and you will lose your fluency of speaking. That's why I am telling forget grammar. But do your speaking continuously. But speaking needs the first communication. What you want to express, what you want to convey, and then the grammar coming. But in the last chapter, in the last lesson, we have discussed about the basic sentence pattern. What is there? What was there? Subject plus verb, the basic thing. In English sentence, always we are following the pattern subject plus verb always together. And the other, all the additional information, they are coming next. It may be the before, in between or the after. So, you have seen in the last class, subject plus verb, then other information they called are complements. Subject plus verb plus complement. And the complement, additional all the informations, they are all the complements. So, I eat rice, what I eat? Rice. Single word complements, like that. So, these things you are going and you are practicing, you are having the confidence of speaking following the subject plus verb pattern and complement pattern, subject plus verb plus complement this pattern. Okay. Today we are going to discuss about the how to use basic 8 forms of verbs in English sentence. Basic 8 forms of verbs. You see, I have told you the basic norms of sentence building, subject plus verb. Subject, who is doing the work, about whom what is told, subject, but. And the next word is coming, what is that? That is verb. And that verb, very carefully we have to find out, we have to use. Before using verb, we have to think about the time of action, for what and on which time it is going on. Time, I am not discussing about the tense. Tense I will discuss in detail in the later class. Now, the time in generally, let us think the time divided into majorly in the 3 parts. First is the present, we are doing now. I am talking to you, I am taking the class, I am giving you the lessons. This is the present time, this is the present tense. So think you are using the verb of present form. Here is I have given the number 1 is present form. So use the verbs present form there, subject then present form of verb and then past form. And then another time is what is happened already, the incident already happened, that is the past time. So at that time you use subject then the past form of verb, there is past form. And then future. If the action is coming the next, or that means you will do in future. That is in the future form of the verb. So subject plus future form. In the future form, always you use after the subject before the verb, the future sign, that is shall or will. You have to use. So first person I, we carries always shall. And then others, all others always carries subject plus will. So here you see the future form, the shall will plus verb. Next is participle. There are two types of participle, present participle and the past participle. It's a very unique use of participle. The participle always, it also used as verb and also it carries the sense of adjectives. We are not discussing the parts of speech. We will go in detail about the parts of speech in the next lesson. You see, here I am giving the examples, the swimming, use, I will discuss just a little before, a little later, just let me complete this 8 names. Then past participle, it's also used as verb and adjective. And here also the past participle, you know, from the very beginning of our learning English, you have studied the 3 forms of verb, present form, past form and past participle form. That means V1, V2 and V3. Do, did, done, go, went, gone, like that, give, gave, given. These basic 3 forms of verb you have learned, just like your, in the mathematics, timetable. 1 ones of 1, 1 to the 2, 1 3 the 3, like that. Every day you are reading, the babies every day they are practicing. So here, these 3 forms of verb, suppose 150 to 200 common verbs, you have to learn. You have to recollect. You have to just wash the dust of the verbs, what you have learnt in the beginning, last 10 years, 15 years. Okay. So next is continuous form of verb. Continuous form always carries verb plus ing, using as a verb, and it is, the action is going on. Action is going on. It may be in the present time, it may be in the past time, it may be in the future time. The next coming is the gerund form. Gerund form also used as verb plus noun. It is another name is verbal noun. So verb plus ing it is using always. It is a very unique use. I am coming to that. And then infinitive. There is also, that also used as verb, and that 2 plus verb, the present form of verb, 2 plus V1 is equal to infinitive. So here we will see. Now let us come to the example. So here I have seen present form, subject plus V1, I swim. Say I swim. He gives. Simply. What he do? What he does? He gives. The present sense. Okay. Then past. Subject plus past form of the verb. So swim, swam. I plus swam. B2. Present form is done. Then future form, I shall swim. And suppose another was, he will, he is the third form, third person, so he will give, use as verb. The next is present participle, swimming. Now swimming used as noun, swimming, I shall eat. Here this swimming, noun plus verb. This swimming used as noun plus verb. What here happening? You see. This is adjective. It is the writing mistake. Yes. Verb plus adjective. So here you see, swimming, I shall eat. Swimming, I shall eat. After doing the swimming, I shall eat. That means that swimming also used as verb, incomplete verb. The swimming. Another example there, go to swimming pool. See, go to swimming pool. The pool, it is noun. The swimming, this word describe about noun. It is adjective now. Here, the swimming, here is adjective. Next is swam. I have swam, used as verb. I have completed the work. The third form, B3 is, it gives the sense of we have completed the work. We have finished the work. That is the V3, that is the past participle. And the next is, look at the given notice. Here is, see, this given, this word is V3 of give. That means past participle form of give. What is the sense here? Given notice means the notice is already given. This is the third form. Okay. I think you are following all these things. You will go through all the verbs and all the uses. You make sentence, you make the different forms of the verbs yourself. And what is the confusion? You have come to the comment box and write down. I will discuss in later also. Here we see the continuous form. The verb plus ing. I am swimming. It is continuing. There is another example. He is giving. There is the giving. It is continuing. The action is going on. And the next, gerund form of the verb. You see, verb plus ing, it gives the form of gerund. So swim plus ing, swimming. Now the example, see, swimming is a good exercise. There will be another word that is also exercise. Yes, swimming is a good exercise. Swimming is a good exercise. This swimming used as noun. You see, swimming, it is subject here and used as noun, but swim is verb. Swim plus ing, it gives just a sense of subject and used as noun. At the same time, swimming, this also there is a sense of action. Swimming means I am doing some actions. So that action, it is give you the sense, the verb sense, that action sense. So it uses the both. It is called verbal noun. Next is I like giving help to the poor. I like giving. I like what I like. I like giving. It is object and is used as noun. I like giving. The give plus ing giving, it is also form of gerund. And the next infinitive, to swim, I like to swim. See, what is the fantastic use? I like to swim. Incomplete verbs, but there is a sense. I am going to do. So here is I like to swim. It gives a good sense and good. I like, yes, I like. What I like? I like to swim. Give us another sense. It is a complement used as object here. And verb, before verb we are using to. This is called infinitive. Next is another example. I love to give you. I love to give you. The to, then the verb. Before the verb, to is there. To plus verb is the form of infinitive. So I like to give you a gift. There is, you see, I love to give, I like to give. So there is also used as noun. At the same, it is the object to give, but actually it is a verb form and incomplete verb. This is the 8 forms of verbs. Now I am discussing, I have finished that one. You go through that and you collect 150 to 200 common verbs from your books, from anywhere. You just go through all, practice that one, and you use in this way in your practice book, in your notebook, and you try to understand. It is a huge task. If you know the use of verbs, subject plus verbs, then you can express whatever you like to express. You can say whatever you like to say. This is today's lesson. You go through the practice, and all of you, I think you have understood. Comment box is there, and you subscribe. Those who did not subscribe, you subscribe our lesson, our channel, My Mission Adhyayan, and push the bell button all, and you go through the all lessons. And for the next class, till then, you be fit, you be safe, and thank you everybody. Bye.